Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy G-reg. We are back with another video. Today we explore with us, right? Boyfriend films moments before police discover horrific scene. Only reason we clicked on this was because the girl in the thumbnail had an Iowa shirt on. I'm from Iowa, so let's get into it.
And I just started freaking out. If you're not arresting me, get me the out here. I'm about to freak out, dude.
This is the exact moment Fonte Bulow realized his life would change forever.
Oh my God, I'm freaking out! How does she do that, man? That is so selfish. Please wake up. Wake up.
On March 31st, 2017, when dispatch in the small town of Dubuque, Iowa
This is my hometown. This is my hometown, bro. What? Yo, bro, I picked this shit, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? Hold on.
How does she do that, man? That is so selfish. Please wake up. Wake up.
On March 31st, 2017, when dispatch in the small town of Dubuque, Iowa received a frantic
Alright, guys, this is my hometown.
911 call early in the morning, it was immediately clear that something was horribly wrong.
Yo, dude, we gonna see Dubuque cops and I gonna hate on them, bro. My
What
bad.
transpired would result in a truly shocking and controversial case. A series of EWU exclusive, never-before-heard interviews shed new light, and we conducted our own investigation to uncover even more twists at the end of this unbelievable case.
What's up? Answer the phone! 911! Answer the phone, hey! I need a cab! I need an 871 can right now! I got a suspect stab right now, please!
Okay,
Please.
listen to me. Okay,
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember this shit right now, but Kane Street? Dude, I got goosebumps right now, chat.
870 can! 870 can! 870 can!
807. Oh, that's not 807. My bad. That's a house we used to park. Yo,
Listen,
get out of here.
Please!
answer my questions. Where are they stabbed?
It doesn't matter! Call me 870 can! And the stomach! Come on, man!
I remember this. Yo, this is. I know what happened. I'm pretty sure it started. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure this shit started outside and goes inside the house. 99%
Stop
sure.
talking to me and tell him!
You need to stop yelling. You need to stop.
Why are you still in my coffee?
I'm not gonna lie. This is some ghetto ass Dubuque shit. All right, chat. So this is the rundown. I'll give you the history of Dubuque and why. I'll give you the layout of Dubuque. Dubuque. There's really 3 or 4 sections of Dubuque. There's downtown, uptown, and then there's rural, and then there's the other rural. There's 2 separate rules. There's one west of the. There's northern rural, and then there's western rural. All right. The south and the middle and the east are all fucking downtown and uptown. All right. Uptown is nice. It's nice. You got. That's where I lived. I lived uptown. All right. And You got nice schools, nice everything. Everything's nice. If you look up Dubuque, Asbury, everything's nice. Hempstead High School, everything's nice. Then you got downtown. All right. Now in the 80s, I don't know exactly what happened in Chicago, but it caused a lot of people to move. All right. And a lot of people went over the bridge. And guess what the first big city is? Dubuque. All right. We're the first city ever on the western side of the Mississippi. All right. First city ever in the nation. All right. First city in Iowa. They came over to Dubuque and Davenport. Davenport's 2 hours straight north or south, my bad, of us. And Dubuque and Davenport, their downtowns are called the mini Chicago. Now it's nothing like Chicago. All right, they don't have big towers. It don't have nothing like that. It just has a lot of crackheads, nasty, dirty shit, homeless people, a lot of dumb shit like that. All right. And in that part, you have downtown is a little bit of everything. Every type of culture, bro. You got crackhead, white people, a bunch of white crackheads, right? Then you got the African Americans. Then we got Marshallese. We got Philippines. We got some Asian people. We got a little bit of everything downtown. All right. Now, downtown is like, it's not bad, bro. It's not like, it's nowhere near Chicago. We don't have killings and shit like that, really. Maybe one or two throughout the year. Like, I'm not saying that's good, but at the same time, it's like two people. Yeah. So Dubuque's separated. This ain't the whole part of this. Whatever you're about to see in this video is not Dubuque. Well, it is, but it's like.
He won't answer any of my questions.
What? Oh my God! Yeah, 3 months old. What's the question? What is so important?
How old is he? How old is he? Is he conscious? Is he breathing?
Get over here! You tell me if she's breathing. I'm scared.
Help is on the way. Help is.
All right, this caller. All right, she's a W. Good, bro. This is crazy. This dude's a fucking idiot, bro.
That's all you need to hear. Thank you.
No, listen. Okay. Is she in the kitchen, bedroom, living room? Where's she at in the house?
In the living room. Let me walk into it.
In the living room. Is she awake right now?
Yeah.
Is she breathing?
Dude, I'm not. Please get here. God damn it.
They're coming.
Yeah, this dude definitely did it. He tweaks over anything, bro. You ask him a question, he is tweaking out, dog. She needs the information.
Get here.
But listen, if she stops breathing.
The dispatcher can only relay the bare minimum to her officers. So when they arrive...
This is some downtown Dubuque shit. Alright. Now these cops in Dubuque, 50-50. I'm going to be straight up. Alright? You got some dumbass fucking newbies that are fuckheads and just love to go get underages and fake IDs. That's all they do. Or fake IDs and underages. That's what they love because Dubuque's a college town. We have 3 colleges in Dubuque. Well, we got more, but they're like private Catholic ones that nobody goes to. But they love the underages and the fucking fake IDs. They go hard on that shit. They get those quotas. At the end of the month in Dubuque, you better be staying home. Don't drive past like midnight, bro. Those cops will pull you over for no fucking reason. All right? But then in Dubuque, the OGs, I'd say that all right, some later 20s, but mostly 30 and above, they're chill. All right, when I had my OWI situation, I had chill officers. All right, I don't remember their names, but the ones that were in my case, whatever, they were chill. They come knock on the door one time. If I didn't answer, they'd leave a note. It was when I had to go to court for my shit, and I was in college and shit still, and it was a bunch of fuck shit. And they were chill. And what else? When I got pulled over, they're always chill, bro. They're not like assholes. They're not dickheads. They weren't. What are cops usually? They weren't physical. They weren't nothing. They weren't really crazy. They found, what'd they find? Oh, rap. They found a Dutch, and they were like, "What's this?" And like, "Did you smoke?" I was like, "No." and if they didn't find anything, they can't do anything. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, yeah, we did smoke, but like, what are we gonna? Yeah, we did smoke, but there's no weed in there. We're just gonna rat on ourselves. No, I'm gonna take the tobacco charge. You give me the fucking ticket, and that'll be it. And that was what happened. He gave me the ticket, and he was like, all right. He wasn't a bitch or a dick or anything, all right? So Dubuque is 50-50. And I'm not saying all the young cops in Dubuque are dickheads. They're not. I just know of a couple situations where they're not fucking intelligent and they're mouthy.
70 Kane Street. They have no idea what they're walking into. However, the few details given to dispatch were not the full story, and everything is not at all what it seems. The following footage has never been seen before. It's been analyzed by a licensed professional counselor, a licensed clinical psychologist, a civil rights attorney, a former detective, a licensed polygraph examiner, and a former...
Wow, licensed professional counselor, clinical, civil rights attorney. Civil rights, so it's... God damn. My bad.
hostage negotiation commander and instructor, and a certified crime scene investigator, certified instructor for the State of Florida Commission on Criminal Justice Standards and Training, and a graduate in crime scene investigations for violence.
Yeah, by the way, Dubuque, yeah, they don't fuck around, all right? The State Patrol in Iowa don't fuck around. Nobody in Iowa really fucks around, all right? They're strict, all right? Iowa's a very strict state. But like at the same time, I'm grateful because we have very few crime. We have very little crime. You know, our state is healthy. We're good. We got good culture, good everything. So I'm fine.
Crimes.
My radio's not on. Police department! What else we got that wants to check down? Police department, everybody in here! Watch the basement.
Hoffman. Officer Hoffman. That was mine. So if he's in here, shout out Officer Hoffman, bro. How are you? Bro, W Officer Hoffman. All right, just say that.
When officers approach the kitchen, they're confronted with a gut-wrenching scene. 21-year-old Samantha Link was sprawled across her kitchen floor, unresponsive.
I remember this.
And as they kneel beside Sam, they can't immediately find the source of her bleeding, and they can't find a pulse.
One party, code 1, responsive female. I got nothing here. I'm starting CPR. Get a med bag real quick.
I was a freshman in high school when this shit went down. I remember this shit, bro.
When CPR doesn't revive her, an officer sprints to his cruiser to retrieve his
I know them cop cars very well.
deliver life-saving electric shocks to restart Sam's heart.
Here we come. For help. Attachment to pad to patients for a test. After patients analyzed, so we don't cut through the shock.
Let me think. What do you do for CPR? Check for heartbeat. Talk. Yo. You there? Nope. Lean head back. Close nose. Boom, 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 boom. Yes.
Shock you good. Okay, hold on.
I knew it. I know it. I want some more.
Stand clear. Shock delivered.
While officers and other first responders swarm the kitchen, Sam's 25-year-old boyfriend, Fonte Bulow, who made the chaotic 911 call, is just outside and in the throes of a full-on meltdown. We spoke to Fonte ourselves in an EWU exclusive interview that you will hear later.
No way.
Dude, it was please get the ambulance here. I don't see anybody except you guys. Can you please get an ambulance?
We have him on the way. Stand
I
up.
know. I thought you guys.
Stand up.
God.
Stand up for it.
Dude.
After what just happened, adrenaline has completely taken over. Before authorities can start any questioning, they know they'll have to wait until Fonte can compose himself. In the meantime, Fonte struggles to come to grips with what's happening.
No charges on me. I just seen some Come on, man. We're not resist. Can you carry me a different way?
Just walk.
I can't. Like, look. Can you walk like this? Let's go.
Not a bad guy. Just
All right.
you
have anything on you? No, dude. I'm not.
All right. Let's take a seat.
I'm walking with you. I just need some. I hope you understand.
I do.
No, you don't. I don't have one criminal charge against me.
Okay.
Can you please
Relax.
help me out?
Relax. I'm gonna talk to you. Okay.
When, man?
Right now.
Was she dead? Come on, man. Is anybody hearing me? Do you know what's going on?
Stop. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. I'm going to talk to you. Okay? She's getting help right now.
Is she okay?
Yes. Ambulance is here. Medical staff is here.
Okay.
She's okay.
Thank you,
Okay?
man.
As Fonte gives police bits and pieces of information, a rough story starts to emerge. What started as a fun night out led to an alcohol-fueled spat between the couple.
I'm arguing with her, and it's the final straw. I'm like, dude, we're done. She's just like not trying to hear it because she never thought I'd go that far, but it is, dude. It is. What am I looking like? Look right now. You know what I mean? Over with.
But soon, a simple argument escalated.
He's still going through the. He's still going through the argument they had, man.
Unthinkable.
So she's up there, and I'm like, I'm done, and she just stabbed herself in the stomach, dude.
She stabbed herself?
Yes.
Why did she stab herself, do you think?
Because she is upset with me.
One of the few clear things Fonte had been able to share over the 911 call was this.
Before I send any of my units in there, I need to know where the knife is, who stabbed them, if they're breathing. Do you know any of that?
It's me and her. We're in an argument.
Okay.
She is depressed and stabbed herself.
She is not right in the head.
In the chilling aftermath of the events that morning, detectives find themselves untangling a
Dude seems calm now. I don't know. Bro's either good at lying or I'm just stupid. Because I'm like, no, don't believe it. Don't believe it, motherfucker.
story, and they will soon
You don't
uncover
believe shit until there's facts.
that it's far more twisted than things first appear. In 2017, Sam Link was working as a certified nursing assistant, helping families in need.
W.
She
Sam.
was a celebrated local soccer player and known amongst her friends as an outgoing person.
I was the soccer player in Dubuque in 2017, bruh.
Fonte was a football and basketball athlete throughout school and shared Sam's love of sports.
Everyone really loved Fonte, everyone gravitated towards him.
So I've known Fonte for almost 20 years. We met during our first week at Jefferson Junior High.
Bro, that's where I went to middle school, bro. What? Damn. No way, bro.
He's friendly and a very loving person.
In an exclusive interview with Iwu, Fonte discussed the beginning of his relationship with Sam.
She was really nice, she seemed really happy. It was easygoing,
No one expected that a couple so full of life would end up in such a dark and terrifying situation. As first responders work to save Sam's life, police bring Fonte back to the station to answer a few questions.
At first I was just like, oh, it's just protocol. He was the only one on scene.
But once he's had a few moments alone to catch his breath, his behavior is curious, to say the least. However, this could be due to the fact that he's been...
Alright, let's get the facts straight. Fonte, chill dude. Easy, like people like him easily. Sam, athlete, chill girl. Sound about right? Alright.
Will be okay. And the first responders...
Hey, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Homie kept asking about her. He was like, yo, are you saving her? Are you saving her? Are you saving her? He asked him multiple
everything
times.
in their power to save her.
That's why I'm like, bro, that's why I was like, I'm not believing. Okay, I'm 50-50 right now on either she stabbed herself or he did it. I'm 50-50. I don't know yet.
Regardless, his behavior...
Because they said it was drunk. There was drinking involved and he was drunk.
...comes off as disturbing.
And I got blood on my shirt. Oh my god.
Fonte Fonte was read his Miranda rights while in the back of the police vehicle.
Maybe he's still drunk.
And again before the questioning started, though he wasn't under arrest. It's important to remember that when police ask you to answer questions about an incident,
I think I know
even
that
if you're an
fat
innocent
motherfucker.
bystander, to say that you want to talk to a lawyer before answering. If you ask for a lawyer, all questioning must stop. Officer Wall is tasked with watching Fonte while the detectives get ready to question him about what exactly happened before police arrived on the scene. Fonte launches into his story, eager to share every detail of the previous evening, up until these early morning hours. He explains an ongoing agreement that he has with Sam. Twice a week, on Thursdays and Saturdays, he goes out with friends. For reasons that will soon be revealed to police, Fonte prefers flying solo on these nights, leaving Sam back at home. But last night,
Fonte, man, don't be a player.
different idea.
She's like, well, can you stay home and, kick with me? I was like, alright, yeah, I can do that. I was like, well, what are we going to do then? Well, we go to the Best Western and chill in the hot tub. And I was like, okay, yeah. So we went there, chilling, got a bottle, having a good time.
But before long, their plans take a turn when Fonte gets a phone call from his friend, Ricky, who invited them to join him and other friends at the bar. Still dressed in their swimsuits and sweatpants, the two head out to one of Fonte's favorite haunts.
Now that's downtown Dubuque, y'all. Alright, you can see it. There's another 2 sections of downtown. One above and then one down here that goes with the river. But this is like Main Street's right there, straight down. And then you got, I don't know. I forgot. I haven't been to Dubuque in a minute.
A local bar called Easy Street. By all accounts, the outing
Never
had
heard
a
of
great
it.
start. Fonte's sister spoke to us in an interview about that night.
I remember seeing them the night before. They had taken pictures and stuff, and they just were having a really good time.
But as the night progressed, cameras from Easy Street catch a glimpse of the ups and downs that evening. In between periods of obvious tension and physical distance, Sam and Fonte were seen taking photos together and kissing. While it's not clear what specific incident ignited the series of fights between Fonte and Sam, authorities learned there were 2 main points of contention: a conversation between Fonte and Sam, and a chat he had with another woman at the bar. And his friend Ricky elaborates in our interview.
At the beginning, everything was, for the most part, fun, fine. But as the night kind of continued, Sam had a couple episodes one with the girl I was seeing at the time, and then one of her friends. I think it kind of originated just because Sam hadn't ever been introduced to them. And Fonte and I we were just all having, casual conversations, and she got upset about it.
According to Madeline, the woman who spoke with Fonte, Sam allegedly started yelling at her, but Fonte stepped in and de-escalated the situation.
That goes down, and then it kind of just took off. I went out, I had a smoke with her. We come back in, and she goes in the bathroom, and the girl's like talking with her for like half hour. I was like, I thought you just hated, like, she's ready to kill this girl. And I asked her what happened. Like, I didn't care. I was like, what turned the switch? You know what I mean? She's like, nothing. And she gets all mad and leaves because I was asking her questions. She never wants to talk about nothing.
But from the sound of things, this incident may not have been the real problem at all. At some point in the evening, Sam apparently left the bar for a short time, only to come back with her sights set on Fonte. In our exclusive interview with Fonte, he explains what happened.
I tried calling her over and over, and she wouldn't pick up. And about 20 minutes later, she came back to the bar, and she just looked like significantly more intoxicated. Like I said, this was like a common thing when we went out.
When she returned, Fonte tells police that Sam asked him for the names of his ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, the first thing I was like, do you really want to know that question? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got nothing to hide, but like, you're drunk and you want to get pissed? You pull her aside and talk to her, or you were still talking to her? Oh, hell yeah, she was making a scene. I was like, come on outside. Yeah. So you went outside to talk to her? Yeah. Man, she just was not hearing what I was saying.
Fonte explains that the friction between them steadily worsened. Eventually, he says Sam grew heated and walked away, disappearing from the bar a second time. And according to Sam's older sister, this wasn't necessarily out of the norm for Sam.
She doesn't like confrontation. She doesn't want to argue. She doesn't want to fight. And so instead of fighting with him, she would leave. She wanted to settle down, and he didn't, and so they'd fight about that a lot.
I'm like, why are you spazzing over his head? And she's like, cause I would blah blah and all this, and she just, I don't know, she's not like that. Just when she drinks, where'd she go then? I don't know. But she left and then came back in like 20 minutes. Okay. So, were you texting her when she left? Or no.
In an effort to confirm the events that night, police would soon gather more information from Fonte's cell phone. Information suggesting a slightly different version of events. But for now, he shares more context about his relationship with Sam.
She came back again because she's thinking, this is how she thinks, you know? She thinks I'm like doing, she came back trying to see if I was, this is what I think anyways. Like, she came back trying to see if I was doing something.
You haven't done anything to make her not trust you at all? That, like, no.
This ain't a relation. I've never cheated on her or any girl. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we got, like, a, relationship like that. Yeah. You know, I want you to know that. She just has trust issues,
Fonte elaborated on his past troubles with Sam.
I've been with a jealous woman before, but this was just extraordinary. Like, I mean, anything at all. If someone said my name or anything, she just assumed that there was
Wait, this shit's her tweeting the shit? I just fucking read the name. Yo, Sammy, what in the fuck?
Going on. Whenever anyone came up to us, like, I was always introduced her as my girlfriend. There was never anything funny about that.
But arguing had become more and more common in Sam and Fonte's relationship lately.
At the beginning, I was extremely happy for Fonte. I could see the happiness in his face. He would speak on it often. I'd say about a month or so, though, before the incident, he did voice some concern and was thinking about breaking up with Sam.
But Fonte wasn't ready to throw in the towel just yet, so he did his best to keep the peace.
So she left the first time because she found out that you were about your past relationship.
Sure.
So that was mad. She left. Then she came back out of nowhere and came up to the bar, ordered a drink like nothing happened. And then what happened?
And then after that, we started arguing again. And I'm sorry, I'm a little fuzzy here. Either she gave me a ride, or I'm pretty sure she gave me a ride. Either that, or I got a ride with some of my buddies and they drove me. I really, like...
You don't remember if you got a ride from her or you got
I can't remember. I will tell you it was either from her or one of my buddies. Like, so it's one of those two. I'm not being shady.
Was she already in the house when you got there?
Man, this is hurting me right now, isn't it?
No, I'm just wondering. I just want everything to add up. So
I know. It's really important.
Fonte's memory is fuzzy in other areas, too. Even though he denied texting Sam when she left the bar that night, court documents reflect that he fired off at least 8 messages in a span of under 2 hours. He wrote, "You're doing dumb again trying to ruin us. Why? You're such a hypocrite. You think I didn't hear about you from your sis and her friends? Grow up, it was before us. You're pushing a good thing away. This is what I'm talking about. What if I did this? I'm by myself looking stupid, so I got 2 minutes and I'm leaving. Nobody knows where you are, like always. And finally, now this girl in my face talking how she win, 'cause when she in the bathroom with her, you made me look like a fool." Sam never responds to Fonte's messages, but the two eventually reconnect. Around 2 a.m., the bar shuts its doors for the night, forcing the couple to head back home. And it's here that their quarreling reaches fever pitch, allegedly over Fonte's past relationships.
And we're arguing, like, screaming. I've never, like, screamed at somebody like this since I was playing ball. You know what I mean? I'm gone. You know what I mean?
Why were you upset?
Huh? Because she's spazzing over nothing that matters. She's not letting it go, I'm drinking. That don't help. She's drinking. That's why she's even bringing this up, I'm just like, you gotta go. And she's like, I'm not going. I'm just like, no, you need to go right now. And she just starts getting in my face, starts pushing me. I'm like, I I never put like hands. Like I can restrain a chick. Like you swung on me, I could, if it's a girl, I could easily catch your hand and your right hand. And what are you really gonna do?
Did she fall or
yes,
fell on the ground?
yes.
So you pushed her against the wall or?
No. I pushed her back for myself.
And she
came back at me again. So I stopped, grabbed her. She's trying to punch me, but I got her arms, you know. So I was like, stop. So she was on the ground, sitting down, and I grabbed her like this. I did not touch her. I grabbed her. I said, let's go. You know what I mean?
And you tried to get her upstairs?
Yes. Yep. And she's swinging on me. I'm like, yeah, all I'm doing is, even if she's hitting me, I'm taking them, you know. But when it gets out, she can hit. Like, whenever, that pushed her. That was the worst I did to her.
Even as police ask things that would make the average person anxious or uncomfortable, Vontae responds with an eerie flippancy.
Those scratches, you got a couple scratches.
I do? Yeah, probably.
Does she have long nails or?
I don't know. I mean, she's not like a diva, like normal.
They look kind of like nail marks or something, so.
Yeah.
In addition to the scratches police observed on his face, police find similar marks on Vontae's chest and both sides of his neck.
So, you brought her upstairs?
Yeah. We're fighting, going upstairs. She gets upstairs. This is the last straw. I'm like, get out. I'm screaming, like, we're done. She goes over. She's about from me to that corner away. And there's that little, knife thing,
With a bunch of knives?
Yeah. She pulls it out. And I'm like, okay, there's a stairs right here. I'm standing on the stairs between the kitchen right here, and I got my other foot on the downstairs. She is over here. She grabs the knife. After we're in, the most heated of the argument, she grabs the knife. So I'm thinking, she's coming at me. So I'm on this, got my foot on the kitchen and my back foot on the door. I grab the door for it, thinking she's gonna, come at me. I'm kind of coming, and she just, and I just started freaking out. Okay. That's the most mad I've ever been.
What? I'm not gonna lie, homie. Alright, I'm on his side right now. I think she stabbed herself. He went through that shit step by step, bro. I need a piss stop. I'll be listening.
But even though she did that, it was really scary.
She didn't make any attempt to come at you?
No. She didn't. Nope, not with a knife.
Okay.
In the midst of Vontae's reenactment, the officer also throws in a subtle question about Sam and the knife, one that may be designed to prevent any future claims of self-defense, should Vontae be intentionally deceiving them.
And I just lost it, dude.
So that's where all the blood came from, is you trying to...
I don't know. I can't tell you that for sure. I would assume so. I did not,
Right.
When that happened...
But you went over there and tried to help her, is what I'm saying?
She stabbed herself, and I was like, what the... And I was like, what the... I went up, and I didn't even touch her, I don't think.
As Vontae retells the story to different officers and detectives, slight differences emerge. He will later claim that he checked for Sam's pulse, but couldn't feel it.
She is okay, though?
Yeah, as far as I know, like I said, I didn't really see her. I didn't really...
Who told you that she was okay?
One of the officers told us that she was okay.
I bet. Andy's asking.
EMS that was transporting her,
I'm on his side right now.
also said that she was doing fine.
No, she didn't. That's it. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
Is she breathing?
Shut up! You're over here! You tell me if she's breathing! I'm not that level of my common sense,
Yeah.
So, if she's fine, not necessarily saying I feel better, but I do.
Despite seeming confident here, Vontae had some concerns when he first stepped in the interrogation room.
I'm cool, right? Do I need to protect myself?
What do you mean?
I'm not doing it, I'm cool, right? There's no,
No, not
tricks.
No. Basically, why we're doing it in here is just because it's going to be recorded.
Right. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, everything's everything's recorded anyways, but...
Sure. I just want to protect myself.
Yeah, no.
Vontae Fonte seems to sense that he may be in trouble if he keeps talking, but he stops short of asking for a lawyer. Officer Wall steps out, and 2 detectives arrive to finally begin their interview with Fonte.
I don't feel that I'm in the wrong. I would have never forgave myself if she would have died there, and that wasn't my fault. Like, I care about the girl, but she has issues, and we can't be together. She is very good, just when she drinks, it's not good. She's a really good person. Like, I don't want you guys to get the wrong foot on her. I'm not, like, I want nothing to do, I don't want contact, nothing like that. That's crazy to me.
As the detective asks more pointed questions, Fonte stresses multiple times that he has no interest in seeing or speaking with Sam ever again.
The scratch and stuff, you got like a little bruise on your, was that from her or? I don't want, like I said, like, I don't want to press any charges. Like, I don't want nothing to do with the girl. That's all I want to know. She's fine. Finally, the officer that I talked to was super cool, told me she was alright. That's all I want to know. If it wasn't already done, it's that, do you need somebody to stab themselves in the stomach for you to say, go? I guess I do. Are we done? I'm tired, man. Like, I've had 3 people come in answering the same questions for you guys. Am I arrested or not? But we're still, that's just a question. Yeah, we're still kind of trying to piece things together, to be honest. Am I arrested or not? I honestly don't have a straight answer for you.
So that's a no. No, there's no. It's one of no. See, fat boy right here can't do that.
I need one, or else I'm gonna leave. Okay, well, let me figure out because the county attorney's outside, and let me talk to them. Sounds good.
Later, a deposition of Sam's ex-boyfriend would reveal an incident that rings eerily familiar to the one that Fonte has been describing to police. In his statement,
yeah, bro, I'm telling. Yeah, all right, never mind.
Sam's former boyfriend describes an argument between himself and Sam that ended in her suddenly and angrily reaching for none other than a knife. But he alleges the fight ended when he took the weapon away from her, before she could harm either one of them. The similarities are hard to ignore. 2 fights, 2 different boyfriends, and 2 knives pulled in the heat of the moment.
This Sammy bitch is crazy, bruh. What the fuck?
But as Fonte's grandfather alleges in an exclusive interview, Sam's past relationship may have been a catalyst for this type of behavior. Here he makes a claim about Sam and her ex. Note that he's not talking about Fonte, but rather the same ex-boyfriend who gave a deposition about Sam reaching for a knife during an argument.
They fought a lot and actually fought physically. And evidently it was physically the point that he would hit her.
If these allegations are true, Sam may have felt that her argument with Fonte would also turn physical.
No, Grandpa, what the fuck are you doing, dog?
Perhaps in self-defense. But this case is anything but clear-cut. Sam was diagnosed first with borderline personality.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Sam, never mind. Yeah, no, I'm on Team Fonte. Yo, what the fuck? Bro, Fonte, man, no disrespect. But if I hear anybody that even has a rumor of having borderline personality disorder, I'm out. I'm saying deuces, see ya, peace, bro. They are chill, and then literally the next second, they will be fucking hating your bitch ass for no reason. I mean, can you blame them? Not really. But at the same time, I don't want that shit near me. All right?
And then later with bipolar disorder.
Yep, GG's. That's the wrap. That is the cherry on top.
She reportedly told a hospital staff member, "I feel every day, and no one will help me." Confidential documentation would later allude to Sam's intent to end her life, perhaps on multiple occasions, as well as the means by which she would do so, stating that she would grab whatever she could find.
Alright, so I don't think it's her fault. I think she's actually messed up in the head. But at the same time, people, we have to be able to help these kind of people, because obviously she can do normal life. We can't give them pills and shit, bruh. All right, we need to find a solution for this shit, bruh. All right, she was an athlete. She was a nurse, so obviously she was a good person. She just had that other side to her that came out once in a while. But bro, we can't be having that either, bro. We need something that fucking gets this shit out of here. Instead of the doctors constantly feeding people pills, how about we focus all that pharmaceutical money and put it towards something that actually works? Alright? You know what I mean? Because obviously this shit ain't it. If we have to find out... Bro, dude, there should be like something... Alright, call me stupid or an idiot or something. But like, our brain is just straight waves. Alright? Straight waves. What if we had some type of vibration machine? It wasn't like shock therapy, but like it would send waves and shit in your brain. You know what I mean? Or am I crazy? I think I heard something about it, but like people were saying it was like shock therapy or something like that. But like if that shit was real, that'd be a game changer, bro. You could completely rewire somebody's brain. Or certain parts of the brain. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that could be bad. People could use that and fuck up people. Alright, you know what I mean? So that's not up for that's why I don't make those decisions, alright? But yeah, we need to figure out something. Because obviously Sam was a good person. She just had some mental issues that... Sorry, there's a fucking hair and that she just had some mental issues that she couldn't get over. You know what I mean? Wait, no, she's alive, I think. Holy shit. Alright, I'm just going to shut my mouth and let this shit go on.
But Sam eventually began a treatment plan that seemed to stabilize her condition.
Oh.
In fact, Sam paid a visit to her psychiatrist just one day before the incident, and the medical notes suggest she was doing well.
So, those people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm sorry, bro. Psychiatrists and not physical therapists, therapy people... They're there just to fucking... Oh, yeah? Okay.
She rated herself with a low depression score. In any case...
so that's what we're gonna base that shit off of? People... Like, yeah, no.
Something more concrete to guide their investigation.
What could I possibly do to make somebody want to stab themselves in the stomach? Yeah. You feeling me? Like, yeah. I hope somebody believes me. Because it looks bad. Blood on my thumb. And my shirt. But I'm left-handed though. That makes me look a little good, right? Oh. I've got taken her to counselors. You stab yourself in the stomach. I'm not whatever.
I mean, I think they should be able to tell.
She's nuts. I know that. She's all girls are crazy. She's a little more crazy, but not like that. There's a switch that hits sometimes, and she just comes in. Was she like cursing at you, like, oh?
Alright, yeah. Sammy's got some fucking.
Kind of stuff.
She's a
furious female.
What Fonte doesn't know is that police will soon get more first-hand accounts of what happened at Easy Street.
Alright, yeah, let's hear.
This time, the details come from Sam's friends.
Oh man, I don't want to hear it, bro. But guarantee her friends are fat as fuck and just trying to fucking put a man away. All the girls in Iowa are like that, bro. Not gonna lie. Girl, nah, we don't got no Dubuque. Anybody? Yeah, nah. It's hard to find a good female here, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Females these days are all slimy as fuck. I'm not even trolling, bro. Dubuque it's crazy for it. These females out here think they're all 10 out of 10s. They're not. Alright, they're not. And the ones that are all married. And there's a reason for that. I wonder why they're the ones that get married, get all the shit that they want, have a nice house, have a nice family. I wonder why they get that shit. There.
The 3 different women at the bar, and according to their statements, she sat in her parked car outside of Easy Street at one point, crying. In the heat of her argument with Fonte, he allegedly threw her cell phone and purse. When one of the friends went inside to retrieve her things, Fonte reportedly refused, snapping that Sam could get the phone herself. And in our interview with Fonte, he doesn't dispute this.
I mean, the whole rest of the night, Sam and I were just really arguing a lot, and she just kept leaving from the bar and coming back several times. And each time she just came back more and more, like intoxicated. She was actually prescribed Xanax and Adderall, and and when she mixed them, like when she was drinking.
Yep, that's a fucking Dubuque thing. They prescribe Xanax to anybody in Dubuque. Dude, it is so bad. It's bad. It's fucking terrible, bro. People don't. All right, unless, dude, don't take it. I'm just saying, don't take no. I don't know. My kids, no. If they're depressed and shit, I will fucking do whatever I have to do to make sure they're happy. I don't give a fuck what I have to do. I really don't. My kids will not be popping. No, they will not be taking no type of pills, bro. They won't. Whatever besides like fucking ibuprofen and shit, cool. I'm saying from the doctors. No pain meds, nothing like that, unless they're having surgery. And I will be giving them the pain meds after surgery, whenever they need it. And I will be keeping track, just like I did for Maddie when she had her tonsils out. Yeah, I did all that shit. I did the medicine. Me. I will. Because, bro, I've been through and I've dealt with drug use my whole fucking life, bro. My parents were the biggest one. I'm not going through that shit again. No to hard drugs.
A lot of antidepressants and things like that. So
see, they just give them everything, bro. You go tell them you're fucking. Oh, I want to off myself. Oh, they're gonna give you everything, bro, just for the money. Doctors. That's why I don't like doctors.
Worse and worse as the night went on.
And as the bar neared closing,
yeah, because she's drinking on the shit. What do you think's gonna happen? Drinks and Xanax. What happens when you drink off Xanax, bro?
A life-changing moment. She considered leaving with them. Sam and her friends were interrupted when Fonte approached her car. Witnesses recall overhearing Fonte, and it was clear to them that he didn't want her to leave with friends. Ultimately, Sam decides to drive herself and Fonte back home. If eyewitness accounts are true, it seems Fonte left several details out of his original timeline. Maybe these omissions can be written off as nerves or lingering intoxication, but police are still left wondering what else they don't know. Soon they would get a surprising piece of evidence from Fonte's phone, one that would prove very difficult to refute. The detectives from earlier return once again, this time to reveal the shocking truth they've been keeping from Fonte, flipping everything you think you know about this case on its head. But this is just the first of many twists in this case.
Don't tell me I'm fucking wrong. Don't fucking tell me I'm wrong.
Right? Yeah. Oh, so this matter is pretty serious. I get it. Okay. Bad news is she didn't make it. Your girlfriend is dead. Yeah, I'm sorry to break that to you, but this is the seriousness of this.
As he's confronted with the terrible news that Sam has died, Fonte appears to freeze. He's been highly animated until this moment.
My bad, Sam. R.I.P. Samantha. I'd just like to say that first off. From the sound of the detective, bro, it sounds like they found something that kind of points straight to him. Fuck, dude, I was 75-25. Now I'm 50-50 again. God damn it.
Could be the shock of loss, but his response seems to be an example of cognitive overload, and could be him processing what to do next, and if he now may be facing charges. He's clearly reeling.
So I know you're a little... She did not make it.
Fonte appeared to be relieved when he was told that Sam was doing okay and calmed down considerably. This is significant because typically a guilty person would likely be panicked, knowing that the victim is still alive to tell the true story.
That's what I'm saying, bruh. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm 50-50.
However, once he's told she's dead, he lost it again. Alternatively, at the news of Sam's death, he could now be realizing just how serious the consequences could be.
Why don't you have a seat for me and I'll go? I can't. Take me somewhere, man. This ain't gonna work. We gotta go. Now. I'm not. No, dude. Do what you gotta do. Oh, hold on. Just have a seat right now. Don't stand up with me, please. I'm gonna trust you so well. You just take me somewhere. I'm Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
No, where do I want to go? No, with this chair, dude. Get me out of here if I don't need to be there. God damn it! Why don't you people get? Yeah!
You need to stay calm with us.
Yeah, you need to go through this. God, am I here or am I not here?
We're trying to...
Can I go?
No. Then cooperate.
You have time.
Absolutely.
You went up there and lied to me. You said that he was fine. You said she was fine.
What was that?
Thank you, just like me and you. Let me...
We have to put some handcuffs on you, okay? Where are we going? That's fair. Where are we going? You want some fresh air? I'll get you some fresh air. See,
I want to smoke a cigarette.
I can't let you smoke.
This would be a good time to let Fonte take a break and go out for a cigarette. A cigarette can be an incredibly useful tool to bond in the interrogation room, as allowing someone to take a break is a great way to build rapport, and it's sometimes even referred to as a talking stick, as it helps get information out of people. It would have been a good idea to take this kind of break here because, as you'll soon see, Fonte is about to be out of control. Fonte is told he's now being detained, which is an indication that he's in custody as he's not being allowed to leave. The police likely intentionally withheld telling him this in order to keep him talking. If they'd told him earlier, there's a chance he would not have agreed to talk to them. This is why it's so important to ask for a lawyer before ever speaking to police. However, it is not illegal for the police to withhold explicitly telling Fonte he is being detained until now when he attempts to leave.
Search warrant is for your person, your bodies. We're doing that. We're going to collect some things from you. Your clothing, your vehicle swabs, your phone.
Dude, I can't process what you're saying here. Dude, are you going to take me to jail?
No.
Or what are you going to do, dude? You don't get it. You think I can just sit here right now? I'm about to freak out.
I know, but you need to...
I've been calling with you guys the whole time. Hey, I'm going to kill your wife. How you going to feel? You're going to sit here. Yeah, I'm going to be... No, you're not. No, you're not. And don't look at me in the eye like you are. No.
Alright, dog. Alright, bro. Alright.
Let me go. Go and take me somewhere.
In our exclusive interview, Fonte discussed his seemingly unusual demeanor during the interrogation, and what he says he was going through in these moments.
Initially, when I came down to the police station, I was led to believe that Sam was still alive. You know, that officer said man to man, she's getting help right now and she's going to be fine, and he had no knowledge of that at all. I don't know if he just said that so I would calm down or what, but I was pretty lighthearted about it because I'm thinking that she's alive, right? And after I'm done telling the story, they tell me, oh, we have some bad news, your girlfriend didn't make it, and I just went right back to being hysterical, and I was screaming. I was angry that they had lied to me. Yeah, I really lost control right there. If I had thought that she wasn't alive, I would have continued to be hysterical like I was, and when they tell me that she died, I completely went back to that.
I don't not like you guys. You don't get it. You've never had this happen to you.
I agree.
But no,
you're right that we haven't had this happen to us.
Oh my God! Get me out of here, please! Talk to them! Get me out of here! I'm freaking out!
As first responders exhausted all efforts to save Sam that morning, they were soon faced with a grim reality.
Her age is, I think, helping us right now.
We're on scene with approximately a female in her 20s, 2 stab wounds to the chest. They're doing CPR right now, but she is asystolic on the monitor.
Damn, I don't like stabbing.
CPR and AED support for almost 10 minutes. They were still unable to detect a heartbeat. So at 2:32 a.m., first responders called her time of death. We spoke to Sam's older sister, Cassie, and she shared her memories of Sam before this heartbreaking moment.
Sam was my younger sister, but she was always bigger, faster, smarter than me. She was something else. She loved animals, dogs and cats especially. She loved caring for other people.
And while Sam slipped away, a strange exchange was taking place on the front porch. Fonte was in total hysterics outside the home, and one officer's body camera captured an alarming statement, one that seemed to hint at what may have happened early that morning.
Oh my God.
Relax, man.
No, I can't relax, dude. She just stabbed me on the stomach. Over nothing, dude. I called you guys so long ago, and there's still not an ambulance. There's the far, dude. Hey, yeah, you relax. Go stab your spouse in the face. I'll tell you to relax. You stop. What more can you do to me?
Physical evidence from the scene suggested Fonte's hair-raising comment may have been more than jumbled words in a moment of distress. However, in our interview, Fonte addresses his seemingly chilling statement to police in front of the house.
At the time, I didn't know that police had to come and make sure the scene was safe for, ambulance and first responders. I felt like no one was helping her, and if I was just weak and just didn't have, anything left, They kept telling me to stand up, and I just eventually just exploded. And I just told them, I'll stab your spouse in the face and you try and relax. And I didn't say that because I hurt anyone or did anything. I just had so many different emotions and it just came out like that. What I meant was trying to say to them was you have something like this happen to you and you try to stand up and relax.
The toxicology report showed that Sam had a blood alcohol level of 0.22, as well as Xanax, Prozac, marijuana, benzodiazepine, and cocaine in her system. Drinking alcohol while taking...
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it sounds like Sam did this shit to her. I'm not gonna lie. Sam, bro, shoot. Xanax and fucking alcohol is enough to make you do that. She had benzos and cocaine. Alright? Prozac, but the cocaine will make you fucking tweak. Cocaine, I could definitely see somebody off cocaine doing that shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Let alone having Xanax and alcohol in your system, bro. That's crazy.
Certain medication can be very dangerous.
You're not... When you're off that many drugs like that, bro, you're not yourself, bro. You're not...
Xanax and Prozac are nervous system depressants. When combined with alcohol, Xanax can greatly increase the chances of severe impairments, including sedation, blackouts, and even seizures.
Yep.
It also can cause the person to become out of control and display anxiety, depression, mood.
Alright, I'm not gonna tattletale anybody, but one of my homies, one night I found out, I'm not gonna say, actually I will. I found my homie blacked out, right? And he was breathing and everything. He wasn't choking or anything like that. But he wouldn't wake up, and then we were at a house party. I left him there and came back not even 45 minutes later, and he was still blacked out. Bro, wake up. We're about to leave. We were about to dip and go. And I was the DDD, designated drunk driver. I was the DDD. And I got him, and I dragged him, and I was trying to get him up. And I tapped his pocket, and he had a little, in there. And it was Xanax, and he drank. And, he blacked out. So I went, got a bottle of water, splashed it on his face. Homie kind of woke up, not really. Put him on my shoulder, put him in the back seat. By the time we got home, homie was cool. He was up. But he was still drunk, obviously, but he was cool. He was drunk. And just fucking... But then I got him to bed, woke up the next morning. Homie didn't wake up. He woke up later, probably 3 hours after I did, and he was cool. But, that shit's scary, guys. If I wasn't, as familiar with hard drugs like that, bro, I would've... I've never done anything worse than marijuana. I've never done a tab. I've never done the powder. I've never done none of that shit, bro. But I've been around people that have, and I've cut all of them off. They're nowhere in my life anymore, but I've been there, done that, seen everything that can happen, bro. And that shit's not safe or cool. It's really not.
Swings or aggression. When Xanax is mixed with alcohol, it also takes a lot less alcohol for the person to get intoxicated.
It's instant.
Additionally, alcohol interferes with the effectiveness of antidepressant medications. So if Sam was drinking regularly, and especially if she's drinking several drinks at a time, her antidepressants, specifically Prozac, were likely not working the way they should. Mixing Prozac and cocaine can increase the risk of serotonin syndrome, a potentially life-threatening condition characterized by agitation, confusion, rapid heart rate, high blood pressure, and hyperthermia. Combining substances is very dangerous and unpredictable.
I was going to say, is this because of the cocaine?
In the kitchen, a suspicious dent in the dishwasher near Sam's body suggested a struggle took place. As for Sam, she was visibly disheveled. Both of her boots were kicked off her feet, and her hair was pulled out of her ponytail. She also sustained multiple injuries, including a large bruise on her forehead, injuries to her scalp, and bruising on her nose and inside of her mouth. 2 long, deep cuts were present on the back of her right hand. According to the medical examiner, these were indicative.
On her right hand. Do you think? Yeah, I think. Or. God damn, guys. It could go either way, bro. Alright, well. Alright.
Of self-defense, but this has been the subject of some debate. Sam also had scratch marks on her stomach, several small injuries to her lower body, and a total of 19 abrasions on her left chest. A shocking piece of evidence will soon be revealed that might explain some of these injuries. Whatever happened, it was violent. But Fonte's family isn't convinced he did anything but defend himself.
There was some evidence that he had pushed her, but he had to get her off of him because she was biting through his cheek.
In our conversation with Fonte, he shares more details about what happened in the basement as he and Sam argued.
I said, just leave, like, get out of my house, please, and I was cussing at her, and, calling her names and stuff like that. I'm not proud of, but I was just really frustrated. Not long after that, she stood up like she was going to leave, and she just started punching me in the face. I was screaming at her, and she just keeps trying to punch me, so we're wrestling around, and eventually I get off of her, and I have, like, her hands bent down. As I'm yelling at her, she, like, leans up and starts biting my face, and, like, she ends up getting, like, her teeth, like, on my cheek, and just, it's like, it's really sinking in, and I'm trying to pull away, and she's like, I'm feeling like she's gonna, like, take a chunk out of
God damn, bro. Yeah, this bitch is.
Do, so I took my thumb, and I started, like, pressing it
against her eyelid. Bro, that's a dope. Like, that's what happened. Yes, and she stopped. That's what you, dude. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, you go, motherfucker, do that shit now.
She stopped biting me, and I immediately stopped as well. And I just stood up and I said, "Please, leave. Like, I don't want anything to do with you anymore." She just looks at me and, like, kind of, like, just gives me this, like, a weird, like, smile. We get to the top of the stairs. She, instead of going left, like she was about to leave, she goes straight into the kitchen, and she grabs the butcher knife, and she turns around and faces me. And instead of coming after me, she takes the knife, and she stabs herself, which I thought was in her stomach, but it was actually in her, like, sternum, like, chest area. And it looked, she went...
Oh, that's just nasty, bro. I don't like. Ew. I can handle shootings and stuff like that, but like stab, it reminds me of needles, dude. I just don't like that. My bad, chat. I'm weirded out when. See, I start feeling the shit again. I start feeling like I'm getting shots again. You know what it's.
Completely panicked.
Don't think about it.
The main aggressor in the argument isn't the only subject of debate. There's also the issue of the knife. The blade that Sam supposedly stabbed herself with was found 10 feet from her body on the living room carpet. In order for the knife to land in the living room, Sam would have to muster the energy to fling the blade into the next room as she bled out. 2 of Sam's 3 stab wounds.
If she's high on cocaine, Xanax, and she's drunk, yeah, she can do the. Yeah, no, she. Nope. Yeah, you got about 10 to 30 seconds of life in you still before that shit hits you. Swear, dude. Dude, are you stupid? The amount of times, the amount of war stories I hear of some dude saying, "Yeah, we shot this dude in the chest and he stood." Dude, if you go on Twitter and watch the police cams, bro, cops will, and they will just keep walking for like a good 5 to 10 seconds, and then. But yeah, bro, dude, I'm not dead. Go look on Twitter, bro. That's my whole Twitter.
Fully
Police cam.
punctured her chest, with the knife plunging into her heart and her right lung. Court documents describe both wounds as independently fatal, both rendering her incapacitated immediately.
Oh.
But this claim begs the question, would it be possible for Sam to puncture her chest fatally at least 2 times?
Bro, yes. If you guys are, dude, have you guys seen crackheads? Have you seen these druggies, bro? I'm telling you, their bodies are completely different.
Expert weighing in on Sam's case stated that multiple stab wounds were found in 0% of self-inflicted deaths. However, the study was limited to a review of blade wounds for only a 10-year period, and only in Vermont.
What a study.
Medical examiner also explained that trajectory of the knife was important. In Sam's case, the orientation of the stab wounds were either oblique or vertical, which is rare when self-inflicted, as it forces someone to hold the knife at an awkward angle. It's important to note that despite these claims, professional opinions still vary. In the same Vermont...
No way they had the dare fucking...
Despite these claims, professional opinions...
The dare ruler. I had one of those. It's all black. It's all... Dude, I had one of those in school.
Still vary. In the same Vermont study referenced by experts in this case, researchers noted that circumstantial evidence plays a crucial role in determining who caused blade wounds, as no characteristics they studied were surefire signs of homicide or self-infliction. Additionally, there are many other cases where people had similar wounds and did not die instantaneously. According to WHO estimates, approximately 1.6% to 3% of self-inflicted deaths were performed with a bladed weapon. For example, a 30-year-old man was found dead in his flat with more than 40 stab wounds to his neck, chest, and abdomen. These wounds were arranged in isolated groups, within which they showed similar directions and had a transverse orientation. It appeared that, like Sam, the man consumed cocaine, and all of his wounds were self-inflicted.
I'm telling you, cocaine. I'm telling you, that shit's a fucking superpower. Not a superpower. It bad superpower.
Another example is that of a 72-year-old woman who was found dead in her bedroom with a 4-centimeter vertical stab wound in the abdomen, similar to Sam's. A blood-covered knife was found in the top drawer of her bedside table, along with bloodstains in every room of her apartment, consistent with long-lasting physical activity after self-stabbing. In another shocking case, a 44-year-old man stabbed himself in the heart with a kitchen knife and then ate lunch with his aunt before dying. Research shows that death can be delayed after vascular trauma like Sam's, so it's nearly impossible to be precise about the estimated length of survival time following fatal injuries like hers. An unusually shaped blood stain found near Sam's body seemed to mimic that of the large knife, suggesting the blade may have fallen beside her right hand. But court documents argue that the blood stain in question came from Sam's right hand, which smeared across the floor as first responders moved her body to render aid. But in spite of conflicting evidence and research, it's still the medical examiner's opinion that Fonte's story doesn't completely add up. Fonte argues that there's more to this scene than meets the eye.
If I was the one who grabbed the knife, why would Samantha switch places with me and put herself into a corner? I actually had another expert, his name was Dr. Brad Randall of Dakota Forensics. He explained that these were offensive wounds and not defensive wounds because they were on Sam's ring and pinky finger only, and that defensive wounds are typically pulsed and slashed on the forearms, or if they're on the hands, it's usually on the
pointer or the middle finger,
fingers from them trying to grab the blade and defend themselves. Dr. Brad Randall explained that the cuts on those 2 fingers were caused by Samantha stabbing herself with the blade facing down, and the knife
just like I fucking did it, chat. G-reg could be a cop. Yeah.
When she makes contact with herself, thus cutting her ring to pinky fingers only in a diagonal cut.
In line with Fonte's statements, the medical examiner actually acknowledged that someone else might have ruled Sam's death as self-inflicted or undetermined. In fact, a second forensic pathologist brought onto the case disagreed with some of the medical examiner's findings and specified that they believed the manner of death was self-inflicted.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Dubuque is... They're not too smart. We don't got the best detectives, alright?
Requested the autopsy report so that our team's certified crime scene investigator could review it, but we were denied at every turn. We received a vague report, but any officer reports and crime scene technician reports were missing. Though the autopsy would have been extremely helpful to create a better picture of what happened that night, the officer reports and crime scene reports paint the best picture. They describe what the investigators did or didn't do at the scene, and these things are especially significant in the case of a suspicious death. They also help to back up facts around an investigation, something that'll become extremely important by the end of this video as we continue the investigation, despite being denied access to many reports. And what we uncovered is truly shocking.
Wait, Dubuque?
Understandably, every last detail of the case is under a microscope. According to Fonte, a major area of contention involved his initial conversations with police, where he claimed Sam had been stabbed in the stomach rather than the chest. While it's worth looking into any inconsistencies in this story, as Fonte says, Sam was wearing a loose sweatshirt, making it difficult to tell exactly where her wound was located.
When she stabbed herself, she immediately collapsed and didn't make any noise. She didn't scream or anything at all. She just turned around, looked right at me, and did it. Like, I had no idea she'd even seen that coming, or I didn't see that coming. I had no idea that she was about to do that at all.
Fonte doesn't dispute how strange things appear. Instead, he offers what he considers grounds for reasonable doubt.
It probably is a little hard to believe that someone would choose that way to stab themselves. It happened, and just because something's uncommon and that it's impossible or that it didn't happen. She left a bloody fingerprint near the handle, and the state said that there wasn't enough rich detail to tell if the print was made by Samantha's fingerprint or not.
Bro, what? Dude, yeah, that's some Dubuque shit, bro. They're fucking dumbasses. What?
And pinky fingers only. So obviously, the bloody fingerprint was made by her hand and not mine. That was a big thing in the trial, that they said that they don't know whose fingerprint that was.
This is the kind of thing that the officer reports and crime scene reports would be able to shed some light on, if we hadn't been denied access to them. The reports would detail if the investigators used any chemicals to attempt to enhance the print in blood. There's a few common chemicals that can enhance faint traces of blood without destroying DNA, so they have no excuse not to use those. For example, they could have used a chemical called aqueous amido black, a water-based protein dye stain that enhances faint traces of blood, typically used for development of latent or patent prints. This could have helped to determine whose finger the print actually belonged to, something crucial to the case.
The police swabbed all the sinks and bathtubs, and they found that I didn't wash my hands or anything like that. There was no
So then how in the fuck? Yeah, are these cops fucking stupid? Who else? What other fucking fingerprint would it have been, bro? If his hands weren't bloody when he came in, he didn't wash his hands nowhere. Where? Come on, like, these cops
It's
are
also
fucking.
worth noting.
That's some Dubuque shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not here to defend Dubuque cops. They're lazy as fucking terrible. That's shit, bro. Like, what after this, bro? Dubuque, y'all are fucking shady.
Appears to be the same hoodie Fonte was wearing earlier, as seen on CCTV, was found in the house. However, it doesn't appear that it was even collected as evidence or tested for blood residue.
If I was the one who stabbed Samantha, I would need to be very, very close to her. But the blood spatter on the floor was very much out of reach and distance from Samantha's body. So if I was in fact the one holding the knife, how would that blood spatter on the floor several feet away be behind me? It would have hit me, and it would have been on my t-shirt.
Facts.
There was no forensic evidence found to show that Fonte ever touched the knife. A blood spatter expert also stated that the small amount of blood on Fonte's t-shirt could have been deposited even if he was standing 10 feet away from Sam. As for the location of the knife, there's no clear answers, only questions.
Yeah, to this day, I do not know. I mean, when I was calling 911, I know that I was running back and forth. We talked about maybe, did I kick it? I don't believe that I kicked it. 8 to 10 feet is a distance, but it's not, extremely
It's
far.
not far at all, bro.
It could have bounced or anything like that. It was on like a tile
100%, bro.
We also discussed the possibility of when the paramedics came in, they said that the scene was very chaotic, and I wondered if maybe one of them accidentally kicked it too. A lot of different things could have happened.
In any case, police weren't willing to let Fonte leave interrogation without more answers.
We're gonna thank my mom. You guys better thank my mom. I'm going nuts to arrest me. Okay, we're not gonna arrest you right now. Yeah, but I just want to put these on just so, okay, just so we can get some fresh air. Okay? Yeah. Now keep in mind, right now you're not under arrest, okay?
You're making me feel like it. Somebody just killed.
I'm explaining.
And you want to put me in handcuffs. Man, can't let my hands. I promise I won't do nothing.
We gotta just.
I know. I was freaking out.
Come on, man, please. You're bigger than me.
Why did she do that, man? That is so selfish, dude. They didn't really hit me yet, you know what I mean?
No, I'll see you.
No, dude.
He's drunk, bro. That's not funny, bro, but
As
like...
shocking as this case has been so far, most of the twists have yet to be revealed, including a never-before-heard interview. Things are about to really go off the rails.
Alright, so what do...
Just listen. I love you so much.
Alright, can we get to the part where they fucking talk?
There's some issues, but like, none like that. But like, I've been in here 8 months. You know what I mean? Like what? What could I like have possibly done? You know what I mean? I've never sure it wasn't you. Someone's gonna do that to themselves. You know, that's kind of. Why did it have to land on me? Like, I'm so good. Like, I'm from here. Like, I'm so connected with her family and her sister, and I'll always feel like this is my fault. But she's dead, man. I know she's not. I mean, like, she's gonna be looking like salty as hell.
Fonte inspects his reflection in the window to get a closer look at his injuries, but can't resist yet another interesting comment. This time about the bloodstains on his shirt.
Oh yeah, she did get me, huh? Yeah. I didn't even know. I heard you guys talking about it, but I didn't really see it. Yeah. So maybe that's my blood. Very well could be.
No matter what Fonte says, police have already found some shocking evidence in the most unlikely of places. Fonte's own cell phone. The following clip is just minutes before Sam's death, when Fonte recorded a video that partially documents their disagreement. But it's what police don't see that raises the most suspicion.
Stupid ass sitting here. Get out my house, please. Get out my house, please. Yep.
Seriously, you're
Yep. Get out of here. Get the rest of the stuff from here.
Don't get dumb. Okay? Don't ever get dumb. You can get out right now. Finish yourself with your boyfriend that you had. I'm not a woman eater.
In this video, there were no visible injuries.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Oh, shit.
To Sam's nose and forehead, suggesting she sustained them right before she died. While this video looks damning to some, Fonte's friends and family notice something different. Instead of damning proof of an attack, they see it as grounds for reasonable doubt.
When Sam comes running at him, and he's laughing, and he's saying, "I'm not your ex-boyfriend. I don't hurt girls. I don't do that. Like, I'm not him."
But the abrupt end to the video left many wondering what wasn't documented, and why it cut off so suddenly.
The phone that I had, you had to like hold the button to like record it. Kind of like a Snapchat kind of scenario. When she came, she first punched me in the face and I just dropped the phone. To be honest, I'm not sure why I started recording it, and I think I just wanted her to leave. I knew that probably was going to irritate her.
Meanwhile, the disbelief some of Sam's family first felt about Fonte's guilt gradually began to shift.
After the evidence came out, it all made sense, and I completely believe that he did it.
Fonte's interrogation ends.
This dumbass bitch. I hope it... No. This fucking Cassie. Look at her. She's a little fucking man.
But just before officers take him away, he leaves authorities with some curious final words.
What could seriously happen worse than this? If you have something, I mean, that's pretty bad. I'll never forgive myself.
Despite his interrogation coming to an end, some of the most shocking details were yet to be uncovered. Ultimately, the impact of Sam's death would be vast, transforming the lives of countless friends and family members entirely.
Yeah, so the evening that Samantha passed away, is one that will always be in my mind. It's a tragedy. Like I said, Samantha was a young girl. She was 21 years old.
Fonte was arrested for murder in the first degree, but it was at trial where more was revealed about what may have happened that night, and even more twists in this already shocking case. Fonte lied to police when he told them he immediately called 911. Phone records indicate Fonte made another call first, to his friend and housemate BK, who also owned the home he lived in with Sam. Along with a sobering reminder, Fonte offers a glimpse into why he made that choice.
I didn't know what to do. Immediately I called him and it rang for a couple seconds, and then I guess I was just panicking. And then I immediately called 911. I've never called 911. I've never been in a situation to call 911. Like, I didn't know what to do. I just remember realizing that was, that wouldn't help, and that's when I called 911. When people say, oh, you should have did this or you should have did that, like, you don't know what you would do when you get into a situation like that. When something like that happens, I don't know, you kind of just react.
However, according to court briefs, Fonte allegedly said to an officer, "I thought that was dead." When we reviewed the interrogation, we did not hear Fonte say this in the officer's presence, but rather,
I thought she was dead.
Even so,
Bro, what? The cops are making shit up now?
Fonte's loved ones feel he wasn't granted a fair shot at justice.
Frankly, there are a lot of things that took place in this trial that will make you raise your eyebrows.
And he isn't kidding. Through our own investigation into this twisted case, we uncovered even more unbelievable details, including a shocking, never-before-heard interview with a jury member.
Innocent till proven guilty just didn't seem like much with the case here. Like, I understand how hard it is to wrap your head around somebody doing that to themselves, but the lack of investigating before charging him forced their hand to kind of do whatever it takes to save face.
Fonte stands firm in his belief that authorities had their minds made up about him.
They completely didn't believe me from the very beginning. They immediately assumed that this was a homicide. They did no investigation whatsoever.
We spoke to a verified source deeply involved with the case. They wished to remain anonymous in order to avoid putting their business at risk. Allegedly, when they raised questions about the nature of Sam's wounds, the police followed this person and warned them to back off. They also claimed that the town of Dubuque, Iowa is allegedly corrupt and mob-run.
He actually landed.
And they're not wrong, bruh. The city of Dubuque, Iowa is corrupt, bro. It is, bro. It is, bro. This shit is fucking... I don't know about mob ran, but bro, the cops here are fucking terrible. It's just one thing after another with these guys.
Being followed by one of the police officers, and he ends up pulling over and having a conversation with him.
According to Fonte, Sam also showed a predisposition toward violent acts, and allegedly had a history that contradicts her older sister's statements about Sam's passive nature. He shares his recollection of an alleged fight between Sam and Cassie.
Sam's actually beaten her up multiple times on record. Cassie actually had to lock herself into her own room in her own house, and she busted down the door and beat her up. I mean, there's a lot of times where she was confrontational.
We asked Cassie about this alleged incident, and she had this to say, quote, "Nothing like that ever happened when Fonte was around. I believe he's trying to make Sam look like the bad person in this story. Sam and I argued at times, like sisters do, but we were always very close and didn't fight often. She got physical with me once, but Fonte wasn't there." At trial, Sam's mental health records were excluded as evidence. Fonte's friend Ricky shared...
What? Yo, Dubuque, bro. Yo, I'm so glad I don't live in that fucking shitty ass city no more, bro. Yo, Dubuque. Dubuque, you are fucking crazy, bro. You are crazy.
Trial.
Fonte had to waive his right between either a speedy trial or being able to cross-examine all the jurors. He had to pick one. You have the right to both, you know. So that was weird.
Court documents indicate that the judge, Monica Ackley, required Fonte to either waive his right to a speedy trial or waive his objection to the racial distribution of the all-white jury. During jury deliberations, a court officer stated that the jurors were arguing so loudly they could hear them from outside the jury room.
Jesus, man.
In an exclusive
Dubuque, you got... Jesus, Dubuque, this is a fucking shit show, bruh. I gave you... I gave you... In the beginning of this video, I was so nice and so awesome. And just... I gave you guys a good look. And now look at this.
Andrew, a holdout juror, explained his position. And upon reflection, Andrew didn't think things looked good for Fonte before the jury was even selected.
I looked around the room. There's like 200 or a little more than 200 people to select from a jury pool. I said, he's the only black person in this room.
Andrew admits he was initially very skeptical of Fonte, but he was willing to keep an open mind.
A lot of people just assumed, like I did, you know, when I saw that there was a dead girl and he's being accused of stabbing her, and I'm like, oh, yeah. He killed her. After that first day of trial, I said, I believe he killed her, Lord, but I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll pay attention to what goes on in the trial, and we'll go from there. As the trial went on, I became less and less convinced that he actually killed her.
Andrew's logic. The evidence presented wasn't compelling enough to say anything for certain. Among other things, he took issue with some of Sam's injuries.
So the guy that did the autopsy, when they asked him about the cuts on his hand, he didn't explain it. He just said those are defensive wounds. And when I saw where the cuts were on her fingers, I was like, that's not consistent with him stabbing her. You know, if you're being stabbed in the chest, your hands are going to instinctively fly in front of your chest and try and block the knife. You would have cuts on your hands other than where she had those cuts. See, he just dismissed it out of hand. I'm like, well, you didn't think that through very much. I mean, this was a serious matter. There was a dead girl, and he's being accused of murder, and, you know, I took it very seriously.
And according to Andrew, the judge left no question as to what the jurors were charged with deciding.
It was made very clear that if you have reasonable doubt, then you cannot convict.
But allegedly, any sense of cooperation among the jurors quickly dissipated at the first sign of conflict.
I told the other jurors, I said, you know, I paid very close attention to what's been going on in there. And I said, based upon everything I've seen and heard, I can't convict this man. And that's when immediately the other juror said, well, if everybody's like you, then nobody would be in prison. And right there, they set the tone for the rest of that deliberation. And that's when I started to let them know that I just wasn't going to tolerate being disrespected like that, bullied, intimidated, because that's ultimately what they were trying to do to me.
But Andrew's experience went far beyond working through differences in opinion. He says some other jurors were downright antagonistic. 2 of them were attacking me,
and the other girl who wasn't going to convict, they didn't treat her the way they treated me. You know, they would ask her questions, why do you think this, why that? They were not civilized towards me. At one point, we were like, we're not going to agree on this. Let's tell the judge that it's a hung jury. But the judge was like, nope, keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. After the confrontations, you know, it just became a very hostile room to be in. One female juror was actually crying because of all the hostility in there. They were absolutely determined to throw him into prison, and they weren't going to be persuaded.
Eventually, some of Andrew's fellow jurors allegedly accused him of not honoring his oath as a juror. And this is where Fonte's case takes another appalling turn.
That Friday, before we were dismissed for the weekend, the judge pulled all of us into the courtroom and admonished all of us that we have a responsibility as jurors to deliberate. Well, that Saturday, the next day, I wrote that note to the judge. And then...
Dear Judge, on Friday, January 19th, 2008, I was accused by the other jurors of not fulfilling my oath to the jury. I took extreme exception of instances while law of verbal confrontation. I take my oath. Whatever.
I presented to her the next Monday. I asked the attendant if she gave the judge the letter, and she said, yes, I did, and she read it. Unbeknownst to me, the judge sent a note to the jury foreman asking for my identity, and they gave her my name without my knowledge of this happening. Reading that note, you can tell I was not going to convict him. I was not going to let the other jurors bully me into making a decision I didn't feel was right. She told the prosecutor and the defense attorney that she decided to have me removed from the jury before she read that note. And I know that that's a blatant lie. She lied to the prosecution and the defense. That note is why she kicked me off that jury, because that judge wanted a guilty verdict, and she purposely manipulated that verdict.
According to Andrew, the way he was treated had a ripple effect on other members of the jury.
The defense attorney asked me what had happened, and I told him. They said, would you be willing to come in and sign a sworn affidavit to what happened? And I said, absolutely. And the other girl who had changed her verdict out of fear, she had told them that the judge came in there after kicking me out, threatening to prosecute me and stuff like that. She said after what they did to Andrew, she said, I'm a single mom. I don't need that kind of trouble, so I changed my verdict just to protect myself, which is exactly what that judge wanted.
Ultimately, after Andrew was ousted from the jury, his replacement as well as the remaining jurors voted to convict Fonte of murder in the second degree in 2018. He was sentenced to 50 years in prison. We reached out to Judge Ackley for comment, but didn't hear back. We also reached out to the other jurors, but they declined to be interviewed. In 2020, the Supreme Court agreed to give the case a second look. The first judgment was reversed, granting Fonte a new trial. But Fonte's victory was short-lived. Andrew noticed a similar theme with the second trial, which was presided over by the same judge.
Investigator who had talked to me, I told him, I said, if there's no black jurors on that jury, he's going to get convicted again. He told me, he said it was an all-white jury again. Once again, you had a bunch of jurors who were not going to be persuaded that he did not kill her. As far as they were concerned, he's guilty, throw him in prison, and let's be done with it. You know, I hadn't had a lot of faith in the justice system anyway, but that pretty much just destroyed it.
After the second jury deliberated for over 6 hours, Fonte was convicted of second-degree murder once again. Perhaps coincidentally, Judge Monica Ackley has come under public scrutiny for recent rulings, including the decision to allow a former police officer convicted of assault go without prison time for a third-degree attack on a 14-year-old girl. One media source also highlights Judge Ackley's low performance scores in the Iowa Bar Association's review for judges. In any case, Fonte doesn't...
Who is this bitch? We're looking her up. Fuck this bitch, bro. Monica. No, that's not her. I don't know, bro.
Association's review for judges. In any case, Fonte doesn't hide that the system is wearing on him.
The reason I got my case overturned and the reason that I feel like we're here today is because it's seriously so unbelievable how I got convicted twice. Obviously, Sam and I had both been using drugs and alcohol that night. I blew a .11 and she blew a .24, like, along with Xanax, Adderall, antidepressants, and all that. Like, she also had, like, the ability to not feel pain from all that. On the day before Samantha's death, she seen her doctor and he reported on record saying that Samantha had been feeling much better since being with me and had no thoughts about. But on that exact same day, my investigators found text messages on her phone saying that she just tells her doctor what he wants to hear so she can get her Xanax and Adderall and get out of there. And I just feel like I've been a nightmare for 7 years.
Sadly, after his second trial, Fonte's mother passed away from breast cancer. But she was a fierce advocate for her son until her last day.
She never would give up.
No.
Hey, W, Mom.
And she'd go to see him. No matter how sick she was, we'd always go every other week and see him, and she would be in the car until she couldn't be.
I would be just the happiest person in the world if he could come home right now. It would just make my day so much brighter just to see him and have him home.
What's her name?
After 2 appeals, Fonte still hasn't given up hope and is working with his legal team for another shot.
Good.
But for now, those who loved Sam are focused on keeping her legacy alive.
My second born, his name is Leo because Sam was a Leo.
Some of Sam and Cassie's relatives were in the background of the interview listening in, though not on camera. They began to argue and the interview ended abruptly shortly after. We asked Cassie about this later, and she explained that her family was upset over the fact that Sam's not here to, quote, talk for herself so Fonte gets the benefit of saying whatever to make her look bad. It's been 7 years, and yet here we are still having to deal with Fonte trying and doing anything he can to get away with murder. We gave Cassie the opportunity to address Fonte's other comments without her family present, but we didn't hear back from her. Sam's bright and caring spirit will not be forgotten. And as for Fonte, time will only tell what comes next.
Chat, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna look into this, bro. When was this? A year ago? Yeah, I'm gonna look into this, bro. This is, you want me to be straight up honest? I think they're lying. I think Fonte's good, bro. I don't think he stabbed her. The fingerprint they didn't look into. They didn't bring up her fucking medical problems or her fucking mental issues in court. They had all white jury back to back. A corrupt judge that kicked off the only person that was defending him, threatened the other only person that was defending him. Yeah, there was. I'm not gonna lie, Dubuque. I'm not gonna lie, Dubuque. You fucked up big time, bro. I'm gonna post a lot of clips off of this shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy, bro. And I'm gonna expose Dubuque again, bro. 6 months ago, I seen on Facebook that they hired a young kid that was 21 that was also a sex offender. Yeah, because his dad or his grandpa was the police chief. Just so you know. Yeah, that's Dubuque County for you. Dubuque, Iowa. Dubuque, Iowa it's okay, but if you get dealt with if you have to deal with the cops, bro, it's not okay, bro. I'm gonna be straight up, bro. The cops here are slimy. They're liars. They do anything they want, and then they make deals with other people. They tried to do this shit with me. I was just smart enough. I beat them, bro. They ain't got shit on me. I got up out of there, bro. I'm happier than ever, bro. Happier than ever. Dubuque is just shitty as fuck, bro. Shitty. I'm not gonna lie. The cops, I mean, the way they fucking dealt with this whole case, bro, is crazy. Matter of fact, let's go look into it on the video. What's his name? Fonte what? Here. Sam Links murder, Dubuque, Iowa. Fonte, alright. What, fuck, how do you spell that? KCRG, here we go. Murder conviction upheld for Dubuque man to the death of his girlfriend. Dubuque Court Appeals upheld conviction. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Monica Ackley, Dubuque. Monica Ackley, Josh. San Diego University. Yeah, shitty ass university. She was reelected? Hey, Monica Ackley, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm coming for your ass. That's no threat, but I'm just saying, I'm in the research wise. I'm gonna get my good research up on you, and I'm low-key gonna try to hit up Fonte's family, bro. I want to get as much. I want to shed light onto this shit, bro. Not gonna lie, cause dude, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that, bro. That's terrible. But yeah, alright. I will see if you guys like this video, man. Make sure to like up. And I'm probably gonna post a part 2, bro. I'm gonna try to get into this, bro. I'm not fucking with that. I'm not fucking with none of that. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. And if you like this, make sure to like up and sub.